Hey, we got Victor and Sean of Madrid Skateboards, Huntington Beach. And we're going to go through that whole process, right, Victor?
Absolutely.
Victor, he's kind of the production guy, right?
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yeah, so welcome to Madrid Skateboards. We're one of the few manufacturers in the U.S., and we're very proud to say that. And this is our process. We're going to take it from the top.
And Sean, he knows the inside scoop, man. He knows it all.
Yeah, my name's Sean. I'm the team manager of Madrid Skateboards. We're going to show you all the manufacturing aspects of what we do as custom skateboard manufacturer.
Totally cool, right? And it starts like right here. Look at, this is all the way. Now, guys, talk to me here. This is the kind of wood that you use?
Right, so this is a rock solid maple, and we buy it in veneer form. And as you can see, the boys are pulling veneer sheets off of this shelf right here, running it through this glue spreader that applies an even amount of coat of glue through the entire veneer. And that's how we're able to, you know, make wood a little flexible, make it pliable. As you can see, the boys here are squaring that off at the table. One of the most fun process, in my opinion, in skateboarding is the lamination process. You have all different kinds of sizes of veneer depending on the board that you're making. We do anything from long boards, old school boards.
This machine is amazing. It's a glue machine.
Yeah, definitely. And it's a pretty standard glue spreader, although we do have our rolls grooved 1/8 of an inch, and they space out every 1/8 of an inch just to ensure a pretty even spread of glue. As the veneers are going through, you can be assured that the top and bottom are going to be well coated with glue, and there isn't going to be any kind of inconsistencies with it. So we really have to put our trust in this machine. We take care of it pretty damn well too.
So you're packing these together now. You're putting all these pieces of wood together.
Correct. And so now what we have here is we have 3 boards on the bottom, 3 boards on top. And what's happening here is we're applying 1,500 pounds of pressure. 1,500 pounds of pressure to be able to apply this concave. Now if you see, this is molding the wood, pressing it into creating what we call a true skateboarding concave. So that's what's going on here right now.
I mean, that's a board.
That's 3 skateboards.
That's 3 skateboards.
3 skateboards on the bottom, 3 skateboards on the top.
Amazing.
We're maximizing production.
Okay, so from here, they go over here.
Correct. So they'll be in the molds for about 3 hours, depending on the weather. If it's a little warmer out, we can leave them in there less. If it's colder, we gotta leave them in there quite some time. After they hang out in the molds for 3 hours, we pull them out, we leave them in what we call the curing stage. They'll be curing for about 3 days, and then they'll be ready to cut.
Well, the cool thing is that it seems to me that you can customize each board to whoever's gonna ride it.
Correct, Matt. So we can customize any concave to any performance style board. This right here is the street concave, but we also do downhill, freestyle, dance boards. We do every type of board for every type of skateboarder, and that's kind of our claim to fame here at Madrid. We just want everyone to be very comfortable on their skateboard and enjoy the ride.
Yeah, and that's what you do over here. You can actually specifically gear this system over here to whatever board you want to make.
Yep, we can make all kinds of different bends, and so that's why you can see different kinds of shapes and concaves here at the curing stage that we showed you earlier.
Good.
Cool, kind of like fine wine.
Okay, so welcome to Madrid Skateboards' legendary shaping room. This room has templates that have been around since 1976, and we've been creating brand new templates as we go. So there's a mixture of new templates, old templates. We like to reissue old ones. Sometimes we'll go through up and dig up old templates that really show the history of Madrid. So then we will reissue those as a new skateboard with an old template.
But the cool thing is that if you get a reorder, you just pull it off the wall.
It's ready to go. It's ready to go. And so that's how we're able to keep the shape consistent and the same throughout the years.
Yep, we'll just pull the boards right from the cure room into here, throw them on the template, cut them, pop some holes in them, ready to ride almost.
Okay, so just like we talked about our curing stages, once boards have cured for about 3 days, we bring them over to our shaping table, which will create an exact copy of the template, and we can mass produce them all identical. After they're done being shaped, we will take them over to our drill press where we'll drill 4 holes at a time, and that'll be ready to have a truck mounted on it.
So a truck mounted, meaning that you're doing it all at once.
Correct. We're drilling 4 holes at a time just to maximize production. We love maximizing production.
Well, I see that there's some sanding going on behind us.
Correct, and so our sanding process is quite the art form. So we use a traditional back sander, and so what happens there is we break the edge on this skateboard just enough to where it gets to a real comfortable foot setting. And so depending on the skateboard that we're making, you see real sharp cutouts sometimes for downhill skateboarding. They really need that sharp edge to be able to feel where their feet are at on the board. And then sometimes we have more traditional sanding like a street skateboard. That's a much more rounder sanding, and so again, this is quite the art form because you have to really manipulate a skateboard to be able to get that sanding that you really want. That edge and that curve on that board makes a big difference when you're riding.
Yeah, so there's more art than science. Well, we got Sean here, but Victor's spraying.
So Victor's in there spraying our water-based lacquer. We apply it to all of our boards. It gives it a nice seal from any weather damage. It's environmentally friendly and it makes the board look beautiful.
Oh yeah, the finishing touches, the end result, Sean.
Yeah, Matt. So we finally put together our boards here.
Oh, look at the
Put
detail.
the trucks on the wheels and package them up, ship them worldwide to our wholesale accounts, and quality skateboards made here in the USA.
Made in Huntington Beach. But let's see what Jerry Madrid has to say about that. So Jerry, you've been at it for so long, and you've been based in Huntington Beach for over 40 years. Why Huntington Beach?
I love Huntington Beach. Huntington Beach was my home through high school. I'd ditch school every once in a while and come down to the beach and go for a surf. And my mom caught me a few times, but she let me come anyway. But Huntington Beach has always been my home.
Surfing was then that prelude to the skateboard.
Exactly. And I was riding for Chuck Dent back in the day, in the mid '60s, and I'd learned to shape surfboards going to his factories and some of the other factories in town. Gordy's was one of the places I'd hang out quite a bit. So I learned a lot about surfing and shaping surfboards back then. So I learned to, when I started shaping boards for my friends, and I'd find out what kind of boards they need, where are they surfing, because that's really the most important part, is the type of boards they need for the surfing and surf spots. So that's kind of how I got started.
But all this time, while others went to China,
Right.
you, Madrid, stayed in Huntington Beach.
Yes, yes. I wanted to keep the factory completely independent. We didn't want to really branch that out too far. So we stayed focused on our product line. We wanted to stay focused on all the things that we brought up along the way, that we didn't kind of just whore ourselves out to anything.
Yeah, yeah.
So we wanted to stay true to what we were. No, we are.
A true pioneer, Jerry Madrid,
Thank you very much,
made in Huntington Beach.
and always will.
So John, this is how it begins?
This is how it starts. So you'll see how the paper goes through. This is heat protection paper.
So specialized paper.
Specialized paper. They call it beaver paper. It actually goes through the heat transfer machine, helps us with the bands, which you can see down here. Greg is going to run the bands through.
And we have Greg here. Yeah.
Greg is here, and our partner Joel
Hey, Joel.
is here. Joel is going to help with this process. We're going to run both Angels bands and Dodgers bands.
Two local teams.
Two local teams right here in Southern California. We're going to run those through. So you can see as the machine takes in the heat transfer paper, this drum is about 410 degrees. Very, very hot. So that runs through and then comes back out here. Joel's going to grab that as it comes through.
So this drum needs a little heating up before you start, I guess, right?
It takes about 20 minutes to heat up.
Right.
So it takes a bit of time. As the heat transfer paper comes through, now Greg is going to run through the band.
And you're going to marry this.
We're going to marry it. He's going to connect it with our Angels band here.
Oh, look at down here, really? Like right now?
Right now. It's running through. Those are the Angels bands.
And is it the same process for all the Major League Baseball teams?
Every Major League Baseball team does the same process. So here he is throwing in the band. It's a clear white band.
And what's the band made
heat
of?
transfer, the band is made out of lycra and spandex, It's got a little bit of polyester in there.
Yeah.
It's a good long-lasting band. It manages the season, so the teams wear them for a season at a time, and then they throw them away.
Oh, so one.
It's a one-season deal.
So how many pairs of underwear does like each player get?
So each team gets about 420 pairs of underwear, and they distribute them however they need to distribute them.
Yeah, right.
I don't really talk to the teams about how they give out underwear, but
It's a sensitive subject, I'm sure.
it's sensitive.
There you go. But the process is interesting how it's going up this way
Yep.
now.
Here's our angels coming out here. You can see the band coming out. Here's the first tread. So this is the paper that will get sublimated onto the band. Joel?
Yep, let me get that down real quick.
Huh.
And then out falls the band itself. Now that's the Angels baseball band right there popping out.
So that could be Mike Trout's underwear.
It's Shohei Ohtani's underwear, that particular pair, but
Is
you
that
know,
right?
He's the MVP of the American League. And that
He had quite the dual status of last season,
he's
actually.
the greatest, he may be the greatest baseball player since Babe Ruth. So
Look at that.
it's incredible. There's the band. And as you can see, the band now is stretchable, right? That will be attached now onto the underwear that will go to the ball players.
So now it's warm, and then of course it cools down. But it'll be
It's
that
pretty
way
good
for
and
a
hot.
while.
Yeah, it's 140 degrees when it comes off or 440 degrees when it comes off the band, and then it'll continue through. So as Greg is working here, you'll see him now doing the Dodgers bands.
We got the Dodgers.
So the Dodgers,
We got the Dodgers.
the world champion Dodgers, are now coming through. Joel?
And the same process happens. How long does it take you to do 2018s or 2017s? How long does this, because we're in preseason right now, and it's going to start pretty soon. What's your deadlines like?
The preseason bands are pretty much ordered by the end of April. So all the bands are done by April, and it takes us 2 nights to do a team.
2 full nights.
Yep, two full nights to do a team. The person who makes the band or makes the underwear is stationed in Huntington Beach. So he sews the bodies. We'll then deliver him the bands, and we'll assembly them and ship them off to the teams. So this year we just got an order from Tim Duncan of the San Antonio Spurs.
Superstar, Tim Duncan.
He's an NBA Hall of Famer. You know, nice guy, but he loves the underwear. He's thrilled to wear them. These are his bands, so they will go off to Tim Duncan.
So he calls you
He
and
does.
says, hey, I heard about this great underwear for my other sports buddies, my ball players, right? I want my own underwear. Is
Yeah.
that how it works?
He's actually been wearing them for 10 years. He calls Joel, our national sales director, as Joel Longoria is here. Greg Adnams does most of our production. He really runs the company. Greg is the guy. So Greg and Joel really do so much of the work, and we're thrilled to have a partnership with them.
Yeah, but it's just that he would just call them.
He just calls Joel and says, hey, I want 15 pairs of underwear. And Joel goes, yeah, okay, I got that. So there we are. So the Toolshed, it's an American brand, made here in America, made in Huntington Beach. We're absolutely thrilled to be here. We're happy to produce the underwear worn by Major League Baseball. It's an honor. It's fun for us because we're all baseball heads, so we really love it, and we love to be in Huntington Beach.
That's right. Nothing more American than apple pie, baseball, and underwear.
And underwear, that's something.
There's a lot more to the city of Huntington Beach than just surf and sun.
But a city that offers a diverse and dynamic light industrial economy. It is, therefore, the strength of our makers, the molders, the innovators, the distributors, and who in turn creates the job opportunities while supplying the much needed and exciting products found around the world. Made in Huntington Beach. I'm Matt Liffreing. We'll see you next time.